Final Destination Bloodlines is in theaters now. Here's my ranking of all 6 of the Final Destination movies from the worst to the best. This franchise is kind of weird to rank because every single one of the films essentially follow the same storyline. They all hit the same beats, follow the same formula. So with that, I just want to say this ranking might be a little bit repetitive maybe, but either way, let's get into it. And as always, it's just my own opinion, and of course, spoiler warning ahead for any of the movies. In last place for me, I gotta go with Final Destination 3. The sole reason why this is in last place is because of Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character. She got on my last nerves. I absolutely despised her. But other than that one giant flaw, it does all your standard Final Destination stuff. Next up, Final Destination 4, also called The Final Destination. The title of this movie is just stupid. I don't know why it's not called Final Destination 4. Definitely has the worst writing and the worst characters out of any of the movies. I could probably swap 3 and 4 back and forth depending on the mood I'm in. But I think the reason why I like this film just a little bit more than 3 is because the characters are actually so awful and terribly written that it's like the one film you're actually rooting for death, which I think is kind of funny. Final Destination 5. The premonition in this film is definitely one of the franchise's best, and I do really love how it connects to the original film at the end. But after watching the disasters that were 3 and 4, I just kind of watched this already burned out of the franchise and just kind of moved on from it. Starting off in the top 3, I got the new Final Destination Bloodlines. Over a decade later, this franchise comes back with a bang. I like how it's actually different from the other films. They do something different with the story. And surprisingly, the characters here are actually really likable. And this film also has the pleasure of having the most satisfying death of the franchise. If you have seen this movie, you will know exactly which one I'm talking about. For my runner-up, I'm going with the original Final Destination. It's a horror classic you can never go wrong with. It's the one that kickstarted the whole franchise and is, in my opinion, one of the funnest horror movies out there. But for my number 1, I'm going with Final Destination 2. While it is just the same story as all the others in the franchise, the reason I think it's the best is because it has the best premonition and the greatest kills. It also has my personal favorite death of the whole series. This makes Final Destination 2 my number 1 spot. Please feel free to share your ranking of the Final Destination films, and let me know your favorite death of the franchise as well.